All right, guys, so today we are seeing memory stocks, chip stocks are making a comeback, especially the two of those that I told you yesterday in my video, two stocks that are just become a buy here. One of them was Nvidia. You can see action is playing out just as how I wanted. And we also have a Broadcom getting continued to be bought up here. And then Micron is making a good comeback. Now, what does it mean? Does it turns it full on bullish here, or is the downside over? We'll talk about that. Sandisk is also looking very strong right now. What does it mean for the price action moving forward? Let's talk about that and many other semiconductors and chip stocks in this video. Now, before going further, as always, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's start off with Nvidia. Now, what did I tell you previously? Yesterday, especially that, and prior to that, let's start off there first. Like, what did I tell you prior to that? I told you that this zone of 199.50 area is a major resistance. Until we don't get above it, you cannot expect an upside direction to build on Nvidia, because we were declining and this was the zone that was keeping it in the decline structure, and multiple times we kept rejecting over there, over and over again. Now we finally had a breakthrough yesterday, and I told you, right, we will continue to go up from here. Any pullback that you get is just a buy. First zone until pullback stability is 199.50. You can see today we exactly got right over there, excuse me, the wick came down there and pullback is getting bought up. Nvidia continues to remain in the bullish structure. And I also mentioned that yes, that's one of the area, but excuse me, wow, I'm so excited. So the another area is until even 195 will be fine, but this is our first leg of stabilization. And precisely, guys, right at that zone, we just got bought up, right? So that zone worked out just how it has to, and has been playing out for us as how I have been telling you in advance. So this is looking just good. Nvidia remains in the bullish strength. These are the time that you gotta load up the position, because your stop loss can be very tight. Now, having said that, nothing is 100% guaranteed in stock market. We have to manage the other side with our risk management principles. We still have to manage the stop losses, partial stop losses, however you want to do it. Those decisions are yours. I'm telling you the price action and where the higher probability of making money is. Now, definitely at this point, it's about just, building through the position on the upside, and we are on the upside strength on Nvidia right now. Today's pullback also confirms that all good pullback buying happened already. That confirms that that's all great sign on Nvidia. Loving it, looking great. Now on that optimism, let's get to Broadcom right away. And so Broadcom also has given us that pretty much the breakout, and I have been telling you that this is it. This candle, especially yesterday, was enough for us that anything that you get is just a buy from here on. And also once we got above 374 again and started to close strong for the day, never gave up a sell off. This was a stabilization bottom that I mentioned to you guys already. And we continued up. Today's pullback is also getting bought up. So it's just about now continue to hold your bullish position, and we are already in profit here. Broadcom is looking good. Next target is technically 440 on this thing. Your stop loss management area has to be around 372 and below, as I mentioned yesterday also to you guys. Now, having said that, if you are interested in many other stock trades and the plans that I provide to my members, you can check out members only videos on my channel. Today's update on many stocks, guys, on many stocks I have already done for the members in the morning today. Again, all the details you'll find in the description of this video. To join my memberships, you can just join through YouTube as well if you're just interested in the videos. If you need my tools as well, that helps me to early on identify these price actions, then you can join my trading tools membership as well. Links to that is also in the description of this video. They're Patreon links that will give you all the information for that. All right, let's get to now AMD. We'll get to Micron and Sandisk, guys. Don't you worry, I haven't forgotten that. So AMD is doing what today? It is again coming back in the liquidity zone. Now, we have regained that $528 zone again today, which puts it in the bullish distribution phase. Now, the more and more we test this liquidity zone, we are already testing it third time and we are seeing a sell-off already. However, and this is where we have to be careful. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, the more the zone is tested, the eventually it's going to break through. Okay, so at this point, if we hold above 528, we are in the bullish distribution phase. If we lose 528, we are in the weakness distribution phase. Okay, your best way to trade this thing is on AMD if you have a long-term position running. Now look, if you're looking to buy now, I would not suggest that. If you already have a long-term position running on AMD from like $200 or so forth, then at this point, you should definitely take 50% off, take profits, enjoy, and let the remaining 50% position do its thing. And how you let it do its thing. If it breaks the bottom part, which at least now we do have a new zone to focus on for that, and that will be around this zone. Significant levels have updated automatically, guys. My tools automatically takes a lot of things into account and update them in real time as the price action evolves as well. So we'll have to update our zone of focus as well. This is where the institutions are interested. So now, either for the remaining 50% of the position, you continue to hold as if it stays in this strength. Don't worry too much about the liquidity and all right now, because it's more about to help you to manage and optimize the profits and position. But also note, like there's no point in fully liquidating your bullish position because we are not breaking to the downside yet. And that's my whole point. Take remaining profits if we break $500. Otherwise, let the remaining 50% just stay on it, hold it, whatever, because the more and more it's going to test the liquidity zone, there's a likelihood it may eventually just break. It is selling off again today, but there is likelihood as if it stays strong up here this time it has a room then to also test more and break. So just keep that in mind, but that's how I would look at AMD. Let's get to ARM. Now, okay, now we are getting to the ones where we are seeing some turn around strength. Now, so ARM did regain that one of the zones, 307, which gives it a strength. However, let's get to the hourly interval. Technically, overall, it's a part of a rebound today. Okay, however, at the same time, what this rebound means is that if you had a short position running on ARM, if you are a multi-day trader and you have been taking a multi-day weakness when it came and you have been taking a short play, today is your time to start sizing down your position, start covering your short and that stuff, because rebound is building and rebound eventually can turn overall strengthful, and it's right at that zone where it can do it. Now, at this point, there are a couple of things you have to watch. If it does a pullback, it may not be a continuation of a short, because this yellow zone can still give it a stabilization. Now, what is expected here is possibly a sideways action and then a breakout above the red zone. It can also break out above this red zone 333 right away as well tomorrow. And that's the whole point, is that at least a rebound strength is coming. And as if it can regain above red zone, that will turn around the direction on this thing to upside, just like Nvidia. Okay, so it is getting at that zone. So accordingly, now we got to start looking at the other side, just as if it can break through that 333 zone. All right. So let's get to now, we already talked Broadcom. Let's get to Micron. Micron, a good gap up, strong strength. What does it mean? Well, it means that it is a good strength comeback. Now, is this the bottom here? That's the question. Too early to say that, but it has regained one of the trailing area on the negative side. Now, $1,100 below is the structure that it broke. We came down, went to almost the close to the next zone. Now it is bouncing and regaining a zone above. That gives it some multi-day strength. Let's get to the hourly interval. Things will get much more clear over there. So yes, right now the short is complete. Short is over. If that was the short was taken below $1,100, in other words, this is where you will start to get out once we start to regain this zone of 970 area. However, it is still a part of a rebound. Okay, now what you have to see tomorrow, it still has a room to little bit go sideways and go like that, and then we'll see which direction it breaks out. Now, as if it goes sideways and slows down, because it's just a rebound right now, guys, so you can't get super excited. And so we will, as if we come down, we'll test the red zone again. If it holds, stabilize, great. At least I should actually change this now to red to yellow, because it's no longer that a resistance, it's a more of a zone. It's not a proper support yet because we are not overall bullish yet. It's a part of a rebound. Okay, so at this, yeah, so as if we come down 970 again, you got to see if it holds good, and then we see a final breakthrough. Otherwise, if it loses 970, unfortunately weakness will come back in again. Today's move is technically, guys, a rebound. I know you may not want to listen that. You want to listen, it's bullish, it's going to new all-time highs. It can do that. It can go to the highs again, provided we don't lose 970 within at least tomorrow, and we hold up here. We hold up here for a couple of days if you're not making a move up. But please note, yes, 970 above, first leg of rebound strength is building up. If we can hold this for a couple of more days, this thing can push up. If it doesn't, we're gonna linger around and eventually weaken up. So these bounces are expected, and so we have to treat them as bounces with the possibility of extension as if we see stability. Sandisk on the other hand is much more stronger. We did get to our zone, bouncing up from there. However, it is very strong today. Let's get to the hourly interval. Now, Sandisk is the one that is right at that zone where, as if it regains this red zone around 1900 area, it has a room to go for the highs again. Okay, it is so strong right now, the weakness is not there even until 1800. You can only expect a weakness on this if it loses 1800. Otherwise, most likely, even if pullback comes, there's high likelihood 1800 it will give it a support. Okay, that's how strong right now Sandisk is. Tomorrow is SK Hynix. I'll talk about that as well, guys. We'll see how that money flows happens. Like, is it gonna suck the money out of these ones? Who knows? We'll see. But the point is that Sandisk is very strong right now. It started to gain strength right from this 1690, the previous zone that I have been telling you that. It's always that, guys, when we test a zone and we regain an area of interest above, that's where the direction, at least first leg, is turning out. And then the more significant level along the ways we start to gain, that just adds that more strength is building up there, right? So, and that's accordingly if the short play technically is over at 1700 area, okay, and or 1690, that's the area. And then thereafter it's a rebound strength. As I said, yes, this rebound is so strong that even a pullback at 1800 has a room to hold, which will eventually can turn it into proper overall strength. Okay, so that's your Sandisk. TSM is not really regaining above yellow zone still, so it's still just very sideways action, very distributed phase. What you can do is you can just look at, just like AMD, right? If you have a long-term position, you cannot buy, well, sure, do whatever you want, but if you have a situation like AMD on this thing, just use this zone. Just use this zone as your zone of potential interest. If we lose 408 and 17, that's the time to get out. If we stay above it, hold the remaining position. That's the easiest way to look at it if you don't want to manage position every day, which can get exhausting. Okay, if you are doing so, if you have a portfolio of many stocks, then it can get exhausting to manage in the distribution phase. Intel remains unfortunately negative, guys. We remain below 116. We remain in the negative side on Intel. Seagate, the last one for this video. We'll take a look at S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 as well. Seagate is still below the red zone. It's a strengthful rebound though, below the red zone though still. Let's get to the hourly interval to identify, can a strength stay on this thing? So it has a room to remain in the strength, as if it can hold 880, almost 880, this significant level. If Seagate can continue to hold this tomorrow as well, it has a high likelihood it can continue in this strength, and then breaking out above the red zone can make it go for the highest test again. The whole point is that unfortunately, if we lose 880, then yeah, this rebound is over, right? So let's take a look at now Nasdaq 100, S&P 500. We'll wrap up with that. Nasdaq 100 is looking very strong. This zone I gave to my members yesterday. Let's get to the hourly interval. And above this is where continuation of strength was there. And we did get to the next zone of interest. So it's working as expected. Nasdaq 100 so far is still holding its overall bullish strength from this zone. So yeah, that's all good, guys. So again, like if you are a member, guys, if you want to be up to date with all these things, right? Like yesterday, SPY and Nasdaq 100, I talked with my members in these videos. Definitely check out the memberships, guys. That will help you to, yeah, be ahead of the market. S&P 500 is also looking good and strong overall. It has been holding this zone. I mean, until here, overall structure is bullish, and it's still very strong that it seems like it just want to continue up. So this is turning into a very good price action, and it has regained the also the zone above and getting to the areas of next interest. I mean, now that's pretty much the zone here that 746, that significant level can be used. Pretty much this zone here, as we stay above it now, continue to hold above it, yeah, we are fine. And that was pretty much the take, right? Like as if we start to gain through it, we will push up, which it is doing today. So things are looking good on S&P 500. 5 minutes, we can take a look at that as well. It's just more about gaining the strength today and then pushing through. So yeah, price action is good on S&P 500. All right, guys, well, that's all I had for you in this video. As I said, if you are interested in a lot more stocks, a lot more trades, a lot more plans, check out my members only videos. Links are in the description of this video for my tools as well. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.